What's up, guys? Diggo from SJ. I want to talk about NBA's opening day, and it was actually two really entertaining games. I didn't see the entire Toronto game. I think I saw the last like 5-10 minutes of the fourth quarter, and then of course saw overtime. So I will go ahead and say, man, like Toronto this season, I don't really expect them to be a team that's going to be competing to win anything in the East. I don't think they're going to be among the top five teams in the East. All they really have now is Siakam. Listen, Van Fleet had a great game as well, but they don't really have anybody other than those two guys that are really going to do a whole lot, in my opinion. So I guess in the East, anything's possible because there are a few teams that are above them, but nobody who's like truly dominant. I think the 76ers look really good this year, and I guess we'll kind of see who else. But I think that 76ers are probably going to be, in my opinion, the team that gets out of the East. We'll see what Kyrie can do without KD for this season, and I guess there have been rumors that KD will be coming back a lot earlier than expected. If that does happen, then I guess, who the fuck knows, really, right? Anything could happen if KD comes back and he comes back healthy. But considering the fact that I think that Kyrie's going to have to do a lot of it on his own, I definitely think on the East, there's a huge advantage for the 76ers, who have a healthy team. They have a deep team as well, having also added out Horford to the lineup. So I just think that in general, man, the 76ers look very dangerous. But Toronto, they showed some heart, of course, playing at home, being the reigning champions. They kind of had to go out there. And against a team like the Pelicans, who don't have Zion, so you can't really look at their team and say that's the guy. Okay, they have Lonzo Ball, who he's a good passer, but he can't score. They have Brandon Ingram, who for some reason, as my brother mentioned, like he just doesn't seem to improve. He has his health issues, okay, but he doesn't really seem to improve as a player all that much. Saw him live last year, actually. Let's see. Who else do they really have? I guess JJ Redick. You know what JJ Redick's going to do, and he's not really a carrier. You know what I mean? He's going to get his points, but he's not going to carry you to wins and to titles, I guess you could say, or even playoff runs, really. So without Zion, there is nobody in that team that you look to and think that can be the guy. Drew Holiday, he's a really good player, but he's not going to carry you. So this was a game where Toronto, they also don't have a star. Like, I guess Siakam is their biggest star, I guess, technically, because Kyle Lowry, he isn't really that guy, and he had an awful game. But this is a game, that was a match between two teams that don't have a true star player, okay? And it was going to be about who went out there and showed the most heart. And Toronto, having Siakam, having Van Fleet having a phenomenal game, they were able to pull it out. And, of course, in overtime, they won by, what was it, I think it was 10 points or something like that. So it was definitely a solid, I guess, win for Toronto in a hard-fought game. I do also want to say, a good game for the debutante Melli from Italy. I'm not a fan of Italian basketball. I don't like, honestly, the European style all that much at all. But you have to say, in 20 minutes he gets 14 points. That's really good. He scored, what was it? It was 5 for 7, I think it was. He scored 4 three-pointers. So you have to give credit where credit is due. So we'll see what happens with him moving forward. I don't think he's going to do that much in the NBA. I don't think he's going to be there that much longer, especially when Zion comes back. But you have to give credit to some of these players, and it was a close game. And I think that Toronto, they really not Toronto, sorry. The Pelicans, they really had a bad last 5 minutes, more or less. So if they could have just pulled that out a little bit better, then they maybe could have gotten that win. But moving on to the game that we all want to talk about, which is, of course, the Clippers taking on the Lakers. The Battle of Los Angeles. Really the LA team versus the best team in the league. So, of course, Los Angeles is pretty much Lakerland. We all know that. Throughout the entire game, you could pretty much only hear Lakers chants. And that's kind of why I think that either the Clippers need to leave Los Angeles, or at the very least, they need their own arena. You know what I mean? There's too many Lakers fans going to Clipper games, stuff like that, and it just doesn't really have that home atmosphere when the Clippers are playing. So the Clippers and Steve Ballmer, of course, wants to build a new arena, and I think that's going to be very positive for the team moving forward. But you have to say, man, this was a hell of a game. The Lakers went out to an early lead. They were looking really good. LeBron and Anthony Davis connecting in just phenomenal fashion. Anthony Davis was going absolutely off in that first quarter. He destroyed us. But luckily, we saw the very big weakness in the Lakers team. And I'm a Clipper fan, but I have been for a long time. I'm not a bandwagoner. I've been a Clipper fan for a long time, through very bad years, through no playoff years. So, I've been around. So, I'm not a bandwagoner. It's fine. It's good to finally see a Clipper team that can legit compete for a title. I remember watching us blow a 3-1 lead against Houston it was depressing. But to finally see a Clipper team that without Paul George went out there and beat one of the best teams in the league, at least in terms of their starting lineup. It was very, very good to see, and the way we did it, because it wasn't just an easy win where we dominated from the beginning. We actually had to fight, and it was a hard fought match throughout the entire game. So I will say, man, like I said, the Lakers had a very, very good first quarter, but once their subs came in, you could really see the difference between our bench and their bench. You could see that they don't have anybody in there that's going to really go out there and carry you. Dwight Howard had a decent showing today. But when you see Lou Williams go out there, and you see JaMychal Green getting some fucking points, you see some of our players, they're able to do things, coming off the bench. I think at one point we had like 11 points to their 2 from the bench. So, and of course a lot of that is Lou Williams, but still, we're still getting a lot of points off our bench. So we have a very deep team compared to the Lakers, and you can see that in this game right here. The Lakers, maybe their starting lineup might have more firepower, having Anthony Davis, having LeBron James, having JaVale McGee. As of right now, because DeMarcus Cousins not playing, but with JaVale McGee, they get rebounding, they get offensive. I'm not going to say he's like a great scorer, but he is good at what he does, which is getting rebounds and hitting putbacks. So you have to give, maybe the Lakers the edge in terms of their starting lineup, but overall roster-wise, the Clippers are definitely much better off. And we weren't even we weren't even fully healthy. We were missing Paul George. So once Paul George comes back and once the team starts to gel, it's gonna be very, very good to see. I think we're gonna have a very, very solid chance to win the title this year, which is gonna be absolutely beautiful if we finally do. So guys, that's kind of it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. It's my first NBA video in probably 3 or 4 years, honestly. I think the last time I did one was the year that the Cavs won the title. It was either that or the one after that. So it's been a solid 2 years at least. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.